Go chill on the bed. Go ahead. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday night. Wasn't planning on doing live, but I came home to a sizable package from Amazon. I am Famine from Famine Studios. Welcome, welcome. If this is your first time here, I do customs, I do world building, I do dioramas, I do DIY, cosplay props. We have a lot of lives here on this channel, which is what I really like to do. I like communicating. I like hooking it up with you guys. So stick around for that. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe. It helps out the channel, helps out the video's reach. How are you? It's Saturday here. If you're watching this, now, it is Saturday, December 16th. It is the day that the Winter Soldier has to give his mission report. So we're going to think about that. We're going to keep that in our minds and in our hearts, just thinking about Bucky. But yeah, I was able to pick up Chrysanthemum for relatively cheaper than I expected him to be at GameStop. So check your GameStops. I feel a little bad. That was in there before me was rearranging the Star Wars toys and looking, and I had seen him like move some stuff and stack some things, and I didn't think two things of it. And I went to leave, and I was like, let me look underneath there and see what that guy was moving around. And I found the only Chrysanthemum that they had in the store. So he's now in my collection. And then I got this big this box from Amazon, and I was told, Famine, don't order from that. Don't order that from Amazon. You're going to be taking a risk. It's going to be risky to you. And I said, well, I like to play risks. So I said, why? Why is it a risk? Well, you get that, could be figure swaps, blah, blah, blah. So I had figure swaps happen to me at Target. It's not a matter of, where you're getting it from or which place you're getting it from. These closed box figures, you run the risk of figure swaps. Them's the ropes until they fix it. Which I'm hoping that they do. They mentioned that they were going back to bubble type packaging. That's all recycled packaging. So I certainly do hope that they make that big switch. I see we got a couple of people popping in. Please feel free to say hello in the chat. Hit that like button if you don't mind. It does help out. I'm going to go ahead and cut this bad boy open. And let's see. Now, I kept hearing how you risk when you buy from Amazon with these things. The great thing about Amazon is their customer service. Like they don't care, right? They're like, you return something, they're like, okay, what's the problem? Great, we'll either send you a new one or we'll refund you. We'll take care of you. So hats off to them for that. So I don't feel like I risk too much. Worst case, I wasted a little time. We have a little bit of fun on the channel at my expense. Literally and financially, but then I'll get a refund or, actual thing that I ordered. So let's check it out. I got real lucky for Christmas and I was given some Amazon gift cards. So I went ahead and ordered some of the Dark Troopers while they were on sale. They were on sale for $16. These were normally going for what? $25. They don't look swapped. So let's get these set up here. You guys can sound off in the chat. Should I do Chrysanthemum first or should I do the Amazon Dark Troopers? Let me know. Let me know. And I've got the 3 watchful dogs over there keeping an eye on me here. All right. Well, you guys are a quiet bunch tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'll do the troopers first, right? We'll do the Dark Troopers. We want to know, did I goof, right? Did I make a mistake? Did the risk pay off? So we'll grab this here. We'll just cut it open on the end. See, the last time I picked something up that was a deluxe in a closed box was the Heavy Mandalorian Trooper, and he was figure swapped. And then I took him back to a separate location to return him, went to their shelves, opened up at the store several more to get my exchange, and most of them were figure swaps. So taking a risk with Amazon versus taking a risk in Target paid off. Got my Dark Trooper right there. Still do wish that they were a little more sizable. They were a little bigger. I feel like they necessarily want to say missed, but that doesn't indicate that I'm trying to say myself. I feel like the scaling that doesn't accurately indicate the scaling on the show. Could be me, though. They literally have all the access and tools at Lucasfilm, so it could just be how it was filmed, how it was shot. But this one's got its figure there. Let's see. Let's make sure that it's got the got its accessories, because that was the other thing too. Is one of them that I picked up at that Target at the time was one of these. There was no Dark Trooper in there, so they gave me store credit for that, and I exchanged it out. Hey, Red, how's it going? We are. I took a gamble on Amazon to get some Dark Troopers. I got some Amazon credit for Christmas. I thought to myself, let's run the risk. So looks like all the I dropped a little hose. And then Snoop said in 94, we don't love them hose, but we need these hoses. It's got the pieces for its charging station, hoses. We've got some flame effects and some extra hands. So that one has the completed set. So we're one for three here. Let's go. You got 2 Mantises at Ross on Friday. Awesome. I've been hearing Ross has been getting the Stormtrooper with the E11 web cannon for like $4.99 or $5.99. That's a steal. If I lived near a Ross, I would have every damn one of those in my cart, but I don't. So here we are. What's going on, Anthony? I rolled the dice on Amazon, and it looks like so far 1 out of 3. I got myself my Dark Troopers instead of my Target fiasco a few months back where I bought one of these and it was figure swap. So we're going to crack open the next one and see if this one is also a winner. Watch out, doggos. Oh, hey, Rosie. I'm sorry. Mama Rosie wanted the cat bed that's on the floor. There you go, Rosie. You can go up there and lay down on the bed. Beautiful. You're so pretty. All right. So, instructions. I see the droid, the Dark Trooper in there. This looks like we got another winner here. Yep, we do. Got a Dark Trooper. Bust that out. I'm just gonna. Oh, well, making a lot of noise. No, not an unclaimed mail thing. It's just that everybody on the forums, everybody on the Facebook toy groups and stuff are saying how it's such a big risk now to get these closed boxed figures because people are buying them, swapping them, and mailing them back. And apparently they're not like running them through the return stuff and putting it up as a unclaimed mail or a return package thing. They're just sliding them back in the rotation, causing issues. Now, knock on wood, it turns out that these are seemingly what they say they are, so I'm just going to check this one, make sure his sled, I call it a sled, it's a charging station, is there. His accessories appear to be there. That's awesome. So that's 2 of those. Let's get the third one out of the way. Let's get him opened up. And, yep, another trooper. All right. That's interesting. Yeah. Yep. That's cool. I'm glad. It wasn't a figure swap, which is what I'm very thankful for. Again, just going to check this package. Check the little. Yep, charging station, accessory. So that's great. That's what I want to see. And the trooper. Right there. He's a little loose. I'm not slut shaming, but he is a little. No, I'm kidding. He's just, his joints are loose. So. But yeah, neat. All right, so that's cool. Got a little squad of those guys now. Get this paper out of here, and then this guy. This is the one I was most excited about. I got him at GameStop. He was on sale. I'm probably gonna cruise eBay for the extra head. Always online looking for heads. Want the snarling, roaring face that they did as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and I'm not paying that copious amount of money for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive just for the head sculpt that I want. So let's get this bad boy open. There he is. Damn, that's a pretty figure. Black Chrysanthemum. I just thought he was a fantastic character. Probably the highlight, I mean, aside from Boba Fett for me, he was truly like the highlight of that series. I really enjoyed all the stuff that they did with him, his character, the whole arc that they had there. But he was just a big bad mother. Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about Black Chrysanthemum. Really great paint job there. I do see that they didn't highlight his scar at all. So I'm gonna have to get in there and do that. He will get dry brushed a little bit more. I do want to make him look a little more spot on to the series. Everything in Gimmick gets customized. Saying a lot tonight. Kind of flying on the seat of my pants here. $25 at GameStop. I had one of the game reward things. I have their stuff, so I got like 5% off the toy. For me, he's a brand new sculpt. He's a figure and a character that I really wanted, so I bit the bullet on that. And there's a 4-inch dowel as a measuring device. No, I just go in the bath. I'm kidding. That's terrible. Don't do that. Don't take toys in the bathroom. Don't listen to me. I eyeball it, honestly. I just eyeball it. But he comes with some very unique accessories to him. His rifle, the Luon fruit from, his snacking time. 3 sets of hands, which again is unheard of with figures. I understand it shouldn't be considered deluxe because that should just come with it. All these figures should come with at least 3 sets of hands or different head swaps. All of the electric pieces for his knuckles are separate. So no matter what, because his brass knucks are surgically attached in the comics and apparently in the show, no matter which hands you have out, he has the brass knuckles on them, fist, holding hand, cupping hand for rifle, and then the hands that are on there. He's got his mug from the cantina there. Like I said, the little Luon fruit. I wish they'd sell like a pack of those. That'd be dope. But I'm happy with that. I'm going to pose him up a little bit, play with him for a minute. I'm going to play with my Wookiee if you guys want to watch. Just don't make it weird. But like I said, Cowman, the garbage can has a lock on it, buddy. You can't get in there and get snacks. Little guy wanted to help himself to some trash snacks. Like I said, the only thing that they seem to have missed here is the scar, like painting that scar in that he has. It's very prominent in the show. I guess I could see why they'd have a little difficulty getting it, but again, you're paying $25 for it. You figure they'd get it. But the swappable hands are great. His range of articulation is great. This doesn't hinder what you'd expect. And he is a big old boy. It actually moves up and out of the way. With him, it seems like this is a soft rubber. It probably could be removed. I don't plan on removing it. His head turns. He's got those big braids, so they're kind of in the way, but that's all right. He is going to get a little bit more of a dry brush from me. There's some behind-the-scene pictures where you get a better look at his back. I want to, mimic that. Get it on the face there. And I may give him like a cape. Make him look more rugged, and maybe he's a gladiator in the arena, right? We're all banging out. This is the deluxe one, yes. We're all banging out our arenas. And hey, welcome to the chat. I appreciate you being here, man. How's your night going? Are you're not working tonight, or maybe you are working? Fuck them people. Let them into the club. I don't care. But yeah, this guy is a damn beast of a figure. working right now on break. Oh, dude, thank you for coming tonight on your break. That's awesome. People don't have to do that, and I appreciate you coming in on your break, and it's nice. Always appreciated, man. I am actually celebrating, as of tonight, I've got 998 people following me. To some, that's not a lot, but to me, that's everything, right? The fact that there are 998 people who watched my stuff and went, I'm going to follow this dude. Like, that fucking still blows my mind. And, I follow, I think there's like 100 people that I follow on YouTube, maybe more. But the fact that I am so unbelievably close to 1,000 is extremely humbling to me, and like really mind-blowing. So the fact that you guys are here on YouTube, Instagram, I've already passed 1,000. YouTube is the real big opportunity for me, right? If I hit my 1,000 and I get my view hours, I can monetize my channel, and from there, it goes on. The opportunity to make coin on Instagram, very different game for me, one I'm not too familiar with. And honestly, in the future, maybe, but YouTube is kind of like my playground, right? I don't often espouse my social leanings here, my human rights campaigns and things that I do, but I do that over on Instagram. Gives me a place to do that. And here I get to sit and talk with you guys. I think YouTube's a better platform for what I do, for what we do. Instagram's cool to like show off the finished pieces, the stills, so you can sit there and look at it. It's not in a moving picture. But for this type of stuff, Instagram just doesn't hold a candle to what YouTube allows. So I am excited to hit that mark with YouTube. I am excited to get monetized because, again, helping the channel with Ko-Fi donations, that's always a thing. I am going to be doing a Patreon, but it is going to be a lot of it different than other people's Patreons. I think it's really cool that there are so many of our creators out there that are using Patreon, because it's a great way to support the arts. Like, that used to be a very common thing. Like, you could just donate money to an artist and be like, hey, make art. And that's, cool. My Patreon will have some stuff that benefits you. It's not just hey, give me a couple of bucks. It's hey, here, Famine, I'm giving you this money, and I got this thing in the mail. Thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe I got a digital download. I've got quite a few things in line for you guys. It's just a matter of hashing it out, getting everything set up and squared away. It'll be coming in January. I'm not going to rush through it in December. I have some actual design work to do. Thank you, Anthony. I have some actual design work. Like, I have a Wacom. I have to sit and make artwork aside from my artwork, which is weird, but also kind of cool. Like, I'm learning something new, which is nerve-wracking for me, right? I'm very hands-on of a learner, so hopefully it'll travel in that way. It'll be intuitive. Like I said, I like the idea makes me nervous, right? Because if I'm not great at it, what can I do? So I just work with what I can, watch tutorials, watch other people who make and create, learn from them. But there's going to be some cool things. There's going to be some stickers. There's going to be opportunities to get custom figures. That part will come later. You guys will see on the launch, but it's just the five of us, six of us and the dogs. They're sleeping. They don't know what I'm saying. I feel like I can share with you. Anybody watching the replay, pretend you didn't hear what I said. Put your fingers in your ears. Make that noise. We'll be cool. What are you guys up to tonight yourselves? I know, Tank, you're working. I see Anthony's here. Red's here. Playing with my 375. Right? Did I imagine that? Could have sworn I saw 375 in here. Creative people, world builders. and anyone looking for inspiration can get something from watching my stuff. Well, I appreciate that. And that's one of those things that it inspires me. I actually have a folder in my phone, self-aggrandizing, call it self-serving. Whenever somebody says something terribly nice like that, my first instinct is to shit on myself and be like, I'm not that, I'm sharing something that I learned from so-and-so. None of this is original. But I like to think that I give you guys something on top of that. I give you either, whether it's entertainment or something to laugh at after a tough day. I hope that I'm providing that to you. And the fact that people say these nice things, I appreciate that so much. It really does make me feel like this is worth it. It's worth the effort. Makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something aside from my artwork. And I have to remember too, like people go online for this stuff. They search YouTube for how to do these things. So the fact that I'm sharing it and people are getting benefit out of it means that they didn't see it somewhere else. They saw it from me, and I'm making it accessible to more people. So again, I appreciate the extremely kind words. And like I said, I have a folder in my phone, and I just screen grab messages that people send me that are nice like that, and I put it away for a rainy day or when I need motivation or I'm not feeling like I'm hitting the mark. I just go and scroll through that folder and I go, well, you know what, Famine, you're fucking doing all right. You're teaching some people some things. So thank you. Timbo, what's happening, man? Welcome. Happy Saturday. We busted open 3 Dark Troopers from Amazon that were high risk because I've been told by so many people all over Facebook, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. You can't buy from Amazon with these closed box figures. People are swapping them out. Well, I hit aces on all 3 instead of Target where there was no, I got one of these, the box and everything, and it was a completely different figure and different accessories. So better luck on Amazon than Target, apparently. So that risk is kind of hogwash. I'm willing to bet they're putting steps in place to prevent that. Tank. Dude, that's awesome. That's why I do it, right? And what's wild is the weathering techniques that I found for full-size troopers armor apply to the 6-inch and 3-inch figures. I did a full stormtrooper helmet years ago on Instagram. I think I did it on Instagram Live. It's not there anymore. I don't know how Instagram Live and Instagram TV worked, and then they did away with Instagram TV and installed. It's a whole thing. But I had done a full-size stormtrooper helmet, and all those techniques I had applied that I learned from watching 501st guys do it, from film sets, like just watching behind the scenes and seeing like they're like, oh, we're getting things ready in the back, and just trying to pick up and track things. Stuff I learned from Adam Savage for weathering like enamel stuff to make it look older. I put 2 and 2 together, tried different things, and I can apply that to 3 3/4 inch figures. I have a couple of videos where I weathered 6-inch stormtroopers on my channel for those that are into that, and it can be applied up and down. Like I like to think of, and I've had people tell me the skills that I share with you guys in this scale work, and they could probably go down to like HO. You'd have to be a little more fine detailed. N scale, that starts to get finicky just because it's teeny tiny, absolutely teeny tiny, but the opportunity's there. I mean, damn, this is a nice beefy figure. Timbo saying hello to everybody. Yeah, and it does translate to other projects, and that's like the super cool thing. Some other stuff that eventually I'll get to. I am nowhere near the best at it. I am always a student. I've tried to humble myself when it comes to artwork, especially because I recognize that there are people who are leaps and bounds above my skill level. But I also understand that I'm not bad, and that's not me being like, I'm freaking good. It just means I don't suck, right? But there are things like lighting for setups I'm terrible at, right? I mean, you guys have seen my pictures. I turn on the one light in the back. Now I've got a couple of top lights on. I try and set things up. I'm learning. I'm actively pursuing knowledge on how to do that better so that my pictures are better. on basically a shoestring budget. Like I'm not wealthy. Obviously, I'm not starving to death. I have lights, I have fast internet, I have a job, but I'm not wealthy, right? I don't have many other hobbies. Like I said, I do cosplay when the mood strikes me. I do prop work, but you'll see I do so much of this stuff cheap because it doesn't have to be this goddamn expensive, overbearing hobby that you just have to throw every dime and dollar into. Got to get that Empire Toy Works building. You've got to get the best. Like, you can do it yourself, and the only money that you're spending is on the item, right? Your toy. If you got 5 stormtroopers and you want a stormtrooper building, build it inexpensively. I'm not saying don't buy from Empire Toy Works. If you've got the bread and you want to give that man $500 for a building, please do. Always support independent toy makers. But for me, there's something in doing it myself, taking the opportunity to do it for cheaper and up to my standard. And that's why I use things like juice lids, cardboard boxes, dollar store super glue. Cyanoacrylate is always cyanoacrylate. So, craft paints can be as good as most, base level army paints from miniature making. I've seen people paint tabletop ready, armies with apple barrel plaid products. I'm an ambassador for plaid. I certainly think they have their place and their use and everything. I sometimes use, hey, thank you for stopping by again. Hit the like on your way out if you don't mind. It helps. And for anybody who's new here, watch the replay, hit that like button. It helps. But appreciate you being here, Tank. You stay awesome. Be well. Sometimes I use model paints. Lately, I've been using more of those, but that's just for ease of me. I want to use those paints. They have a nice consistency. I don't have to put in a lot of work. But for a lot of my larger scale products and buildings and things like that, I still use my craft paints. Somebody asked if I like these troopers. I do. I had the chance to finger bang one of them at another date. Somebody had one out. I got to mess around with it. I like that they have swappable hands. That should be a requirement on all figures, not just deluxe. They've got that gimmick, the lights in the back of the helmet. I have some ideas what I'm going to be doing with these guys. I'm just not entirely sure how I'm going to be executing it yet, but that's further down the line. I will cross that bridge when I get to it. Maybe burn that bridge when I get to it. Who knows? But the articulation is pretty cool. It is very robotic, which I like. Way more articulation than 3PO. That's for damn sure. And I waited until these were on sale. Was able to grab up, 3 perfectly fine, great troopers. They're $16 on Amazon right now, which is about the price of a regular vintage collection figure. That's your move. Bjorn, you made it. I was concerned. I sent somebody to check your tent. You weren't there. Glad you can make it, my friend. That's never going to get old. That's never going to get old for me. Tonight's stream is not sponsored by Hannaford Grapefruit Seltzer. I love seltzer. Love grapefruit. That's the way to do it. But I'm going to get these guys out of here. Put these down here with their little accessory piles. I should have kept that third baggie, but I was just so excited. Just opened it up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to utilize this baggie and I'll put these extra pieces in here. Possibly. They'll all fit. Damn it, how'd you tear the bag and drop everything on the floor? Well, you see, that's how. Okay, we got blasters. All right, that's out of the way. We'll leave, we'll put Chrysanthemum up here. We'll let him chill out. I'm not even going to pose him. And this is another one of those things I picked up a while ago. Super inexpensive on Amazon, or not Amazon, excuse me, at Walmart. And it's literally a threaded base light for photography. Probably, I can guarantee you it's not the best for photography, but for figure photography, or even YouTubing, making videos for Instagram and stuff, you can get yourself some lighting here, and also on figures like Chrysanthemum, right? You could have red lighting off to the side, red lighting on this side, blue, but I picked those up. They're rechargeable. they thread onto a tripod if you have that, or a stand. And also, you know, fucking lightsaber. I'm a child. If it lights up and it's phallic, I'm going to swing it around like I'm a Jedi Knight. That's the way it works. But again, I'm learning, right? I'm learning how to light scenes, how to do this stuff. So trying to improve my channel, improve my artwork, improve my stuff. But yeah, and it is. What do I paint metal with? Depends on what kind of metal. And it also depends on how you treat your metal. If I'm painting... Oh, or do you mean what do I paint something to appear as it's metal? Because that's two separate conversations to have. So if you don't mind, clarify that. I can go over the one before the other. Miss Snowflake wants to come in. I hear her meowing at the door. I'm going to let her in. We'll see how long this lasts. Ventress's Vibrator. Yes, I think I've seen that DVD. Sit there, guys. Come here. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Hello, Miss Snowflake. Yeah, hello. You want to say hi to our friends on the internet? Hello. Hello, Miss Snowflake. Oh, there she is. Where are you going? You know I don't want you up there. You go this way. Come on. Okay. I can hear the ocean from her butt. This is her show now. I just work here. Thank you. Okay, ma'am. I think your mom has some specific instructions about you not being on the table that I'm supposed to follow. So, in order to not get in trouble, I'm going to set you down on the floor. But thank you for being on the show. Say bye, everybody. Bye. Oh, all right. Yeah, so there's plenty of reasons why metal won't hold paint. I used to paint metal for a living, so I know. One, what did you clean it with? If you didn't clean it, clean it. Number two, what kind of metal is it? Do you know? If it's aluminum, there's a million ways you can prep it. Steel, same. Titanium, that you have to like chemically treat before you paint it to get it to hold paint right. But essentially, anytime paint is not adhering to a material, moisture on the material, oil on the material, could be just finger oils, could be oil that's been on there. You want to clean it with alcohol or acetone. For metal, I lean towards acetone because it's more, what's the word I want to use? It's stronger. It's more dangerous, right? You want to be careful. You want to wear gloves. You should do it outside. You should probably have a respirator on. Excuse me. But always, like, you don't want that on your hands because it does get processed through your body, through your liver. Not good for you. Canisters. Big oils look like canisters. Let's do some quick Googling here. Let's see what they're made of. Alloys of iron and aluminum and nickel. Okay, so sand it, clean it with alcohol, or there's stainless. So again, sand it, clean it with alcohol, acetone. Use I would say steel wool. That's a good one to use. Always wear gloves like these guys are saying. And that's the best that I can pass to you. Also, don't paint when it's cold, and don't paint when it's really humid, which is a big ask. Sometimes people take things outside and they're just like, I fucking spray painted it and it won't stick. And that's because it was, 90% humidity outside on a summer day where it was 80, but you get outside and just fucking start sweating like a hog and, in the desert like it. And then also, dumb Rosie, could you not carry my shirt around like it's yours? You don't wear my clothes. Also, some people go outside when it's cold and they've got the rattle cans, Osium for the air, and they're like they get their can out and they fucking start spray painting it. And, because it's normal spray paint, maybe not like acrylic spray paint, like I'll use Montana's, they're holding the paint back here and it's freezing on the way to the part. It's not getting that adhesion. It's not getting that grab. The propellant's not giving it enough push. Then it gets inside, it dries, and it flakes right off. So clean it, sand it. Lab Safety 101 and also Workshop Safety 101, Bjorn. Wear you some gloves, like the craftsman says, like you guys always see on my workbench, and don't forget your mask. And you guys should go over to shop.craftsnation.com and pick those stickers up from Craftsman. They're good. They're great stickers to have in the shops, and I always get compliments on them. Yeah. Any of the sanding that I do in here is very safe. I would not sand certain items in the house with the pets, or I wouldn't do it with them in the room. I'd run a vacuum cleaner next to my sanding spot. Like if I was going to run a Dremel or anything, I'd take it outside or take it downstairs into one of the empty rooms, or maybe the laundry room, and do that sanding. But be smart about it. Yeah, you can call them bitch mittens. You can call them, your DBPs, which I heard a lot from electricians. Your dick beater protectors. Wear them. I don't care. When I used to do haunted houses, I had, my grandfather was a general contractor, so he had boxes of construction gloves, and I'd always say, hey, put your contractor gloves on. Why? So when you smash your hand with a hammer, because you're bound to hurt yourself because of the nature of the job, at least then you're not impacting dirt and debris and everything in your wound. Or when you go to run that safety knife across something and make a mark in the wood because you're too lazy to get up and go get your pencil, you nick what would have been your finger, you hit the glove. Less chance of damaging yourself. Safety is there for a reason, so utilize those tools. The last batch, I think, before the holidays, by the way, guys, that are going out, the vinyl stickers for Jackalope, I do want to advise, give them a few days to arrive. I know a couple people have already gotten theirs. Some people have hit me up and asked. It's the holidays. Mail is maxed out. So, like, our mailman has started showing up at 5 o'clock. He used to show up at 2 o'clock, and he's just like, I've got so much mail. I asked him, I went to high school with him. He's like, we have so much. He's like, so they're just slammed. Have a little patience with them. But yeah, if you want to get your Jackalope vinyl stickers, these guys right here, Famine Studios, please. There we go. Boom. They are 2 for $5. I've been secretly throwing in a third sticker for you guys, especially for all the support you've shown me. But 2 for $5. Hit me up. I can either give you my PayPal or you can do it through Ko-Fi donation. Either way works. Helps the channel out. Keeps the lights on. Literally helps me pick up extra things like consumables, like paints, brushes, glues. I got to get Eileen's tacky glue. I've been using the hell out of that. Getting Gimmick ready for the next iteration. I've been using a lot of it. But yeah, those things help. And also, if you just want to donate to the channel, you're not worried about a sticker, Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/Famine Studios. You can donate that way as well. But to get back to this, let's work on some customs, right? That's what you guys are here for. You're not here to watch me open shit. You're here for me to entertain you like a circus clown while I paint stuff or talk about painting stuff or show you how to paint stuff or eat paint out of a pot with a spoon. I've been asked not to do that again. So this is a piece. Ma'am, what are you doing? What you doing now? You being silly? Snowflake's being silly. This is a piece that I started working on right after we got done with the World Makers Consortium last night. That is a resin printed mythosaur skull. And this is one of those beer container lids where they have the 4 together. Bjorn, you won't have to wait a few weeks. and a piece from a Snowspeeder Revell snap kit. And this is basically going to be a wall marker, because the magistrate, the kingpin, the man of the town, the leader of Gimmick, the politician in place, is Boba Fett. And I want a big Mandalorian sigil, that mythosaur skull, that's on his pauldron. I'm going to be painting his colors on here, and maybe do the leaf or feather, the feather on there. Not quite sure, but I also have a flag from the line is Bound for Batu. It is a really good maker on Instagram, who also has an Etsy, Vera. She does some really kick-ass clothes, bandanas, flags, all this stuff. But I have one that I've been weathering and tearing up, not to destroy it, but to make it really look really world worn and weary. And it's going to be hung up with the other flags up there. But I want you to know that it's Boba Fett's. You can go with Marauders, or it's not in the States. Like Bjorn said, Vitruvian is also good, but Spartan 118 Customs is actually running a sale right now. If my memory is correct, I could look, but I'm lazy. $5 for his unpainted 118 heads. It's an end of the year sale. I've gotten some painted heads from him. I've gotten unpainted heads from him. He is fast. They are great. Has a lot of people, famous people, characters that you would normally not be able to find on action figures or as action figures. So definitely check that out. I believe he's based out of Brazil, I think. I could be wrong. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. But Spartan 118 MX on Etsy. Very fast shipping. I placed an order and I think I got my stuff in 3, maybe 4 days. Like, that's how quick this stuff gets out, and it comes in a little protective thing. He's not sloppy about the shipping. Mexico, okay. Not sloppy about the shipping. Does a really great job. Really, really good on communication. Highly recommend. All right. So, like I said, I want this to be a big, like, over a door piece that just certainly says, hey, this is Boba Fett's neighborhood. This is his hood. You need to be aware, be respectful. So, hey, Josiah. Yes, they do. All right, let's see here. Oh, I want to do his colors. I think I want to do them a little brighter than on his armor. But then again, I don't know. I could do them in the Lego colors. My cousin gifted me a Lego Boba Fett. Let's get that. I need to figure out the glare on that thing. Put a softener on that. There we go. Lego Boba Fett mech. I thought that was neat. I'm not a huge Lego guy, but I might do that. I'm thinking I'll do green, then the red or the maroon, and then the yellow will be the outside ring. Yeah. As far as the Mythosaur skull goes, let's do that in I don't want to do it in bone. Do I want to do it in bone? Because obviously Mythosaur's skull is much larger. Hey, have a good night, Bjorn. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you stopping in. Scared the shit out of myself. Almost thought the shelf was coming down. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you being here. I think we'll do metal. What if I did gold? Is that too opulent? If I did gold and then I did like several oil washes to bring it down, or like a flesh wash. I might mix. All right. So I'm going to do moldy clothes and I think I'm going to mix moldy clothes and blue. I don't know. I think moldy clothes is going to be the green that I use. Whew. I'm getting old when I start getting tired on a Saturday night at midnight. Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but I don't want little baby mythosaur skull kicking around. If I'm gonna have a fucking mythosaur skull, that some bitch should go be big. But we'll do that as gold. I think we're gonna do it as gold. Little opulent, but storyline wise, it makes sense. Listen to me, I sound like a wrestling writer. Storyline, it makes sense. So let's get this moldy green on here. Moldy clothes, excuse me, not moldy green, moldy clothes. Why am I saying the word clothes like that? Because little known fact, or maybe you've noticed, I have a hard time pronouncing things that have at the end. I mean, I always wash after. That's how you avoid UTIs. Hey, Angie. How are you? Good to see you here tonight. Why are you up? I love that frog, too. Love that frog. And that's on the low setting. If I kick it up to high, it, like, blows out the picture. Let's see here. So, let's bring the camera down a little bit so you guys can see what the hell I'm doing. I'm using a lid for a palette because I didn't want to get out an actual palette. And I'm just going to start laying this in here. It is going to be sloppy and chipped by the time I'm done. This is going to be a terrible base layer, but it's enough to give the idea of where I'm going with this. It gives me my dimensions of what I'm going to be doing, gives me my parameters. So this is how I'm going to be doing it right now. Of course, I bring the camera down so you guys can see it and then immediately tilt it towards myself and start painting so I can see and you can't, which is, that's the way I do it. You guys say you learn things from me. I don't know how. I don't show you how I do it. I'm trying to be precious around the actual skull, even though I'm going to repaint it. The less I have to cover up, at least in my mind, is the better. There we go. Did get some on there, but what are you going to do? Like I said, not trying to lose sleep over this. I could have used a bigger brush, but I didn't. I'm actually not in love with this green right now, but that could change after some washes, after another coat. I think I'll just go ahead and take this green all the way down on the ring to where it's going to be the red. That way, if I just take my pictures from from different angles, look more consistent, right? Thank you. I like these dogs. They love me so much. They haven't seen me all day and they're sleeping. I missed you guys. That's why I let you come out after you ate dinner. You ate dinner, you went to the bathroom, you were all good, now you're all snoring. Yeah. I don't know if it's the paint or the painter, but I'm not in love with this green, the way it goes on or anything. But I'll give it a shot to dry. I'll give it a shot, give it a second coat. I am wondering if mixing that gray, that blue gray, is like an homage to the flight suit, but Not going to lose any sleep over that. As far as the maroon goes, I've got Vampire Red, and I've got some purple, some purples and browns that I can make a maroon with. Another thought, I can mix that with necrotic flesh. See, I'm kind of all over the place, which I like. You know, not the best, but certainly am a painter. May not be the best painter, but I am a painter. Yeah, this little brush is as useful as, I don't know, something that's not useful. To which I guess I could say that everything is useful and everything does have a use, but in this case, that tiny little paintbrush just wasn't giving me any purpose of keeping it around for what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I'm just not having a good time with this paint. Now I'm starting to think it's actually the paint. Perhaps old Famine didn't shake the shit out of it. This is going to be on Reddit or, you know, that other website where people go for content like this. We tune in and we watch them shake things, and then we shake things, if you know what I'm saying. So necrotic flesh apparently has a ball bearing in it. This one might, but it's not. Yeah. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera. You see the difference in colors in this? I didn't shake it well enough. That one's on me. Now I could fish out a ball bearing and put it on there, but I'm not going to right now. Mainly on account of I don't want to. Is that terrible of me? Just keep shaking it. I should get one of those little tabletop. It's a tabletop vibrator. I don't know what to call it. It's a little thing. You put the tip of the, either the tip of the paint thing on there and it shakes it and vibrates it, or you put the ass end of the bottle on there and shakes it and vibrates it. Supposedly loosen up your paint. I usually have pretty good luck of, you know, just giving it like 10 seconds of a good shake. This one's on me, though. I absolutely can see that I didn't shake that up enough. I should put a ball bearing in there. All right. So we got that off. Am I wearing a nice new shirt while I'm doing this? Yes, I am. Am I aware of the risk? Yes, I am. Am I doing it anyway? Also, yes. Where did I put the ball bearings? This is the riveting high-end art content you guys come here for, right? Put that in it. There it is. We found them. Yeah, man. There's a lot of paints you purchase, model paints, have, we almost had ball bearings everywhere, have a little ball bearing in the bottle already. Some brands don't. You can purchase them. They are stainless steel ball bearings. But I think they have to be stainless, obviously, for, you know, not contaminating your paint reasons. Just going to drop that bitch in there. Put those back where I found them. And promptly forget. Now I'll take this, drop this back in here, clean the tip. Always clean the tip. Now, hear that clacking? Oh, I've got fucking beads clacking on that arm. Hear that? Versus that one's got one too. This one doesn't. No noise, right? The one I just put the ball bearing in. And that just does help pulverize the paint, reconstitute the fluids that are in there, the basically the solvents that help the paint dry, keep the paint liquid until it's exposed to air. I'm not a paint scientist, but yeah, it does make sense. I'm glad you came for the pets. If I were watching my channel, that's the only reason I'd be watching too sometimes. There we go. And I can feel, yeah, I can already see the color, like the pigment that was at the bottom coming off. And I can also feel it as I shake. I can feel it smacking my thumb and then hitting down here. So I know it's doing the job. There we go. Yeah, it looks like two separate colors on the palette next to each other. So let me just clean this brush one more again. One more again. I probably should be using cleaner water than that too, but it's just paint water. It's just paint water. Little bit of arts and crafts tonight. Oh, hell yeah, that goes on much more smooth. More consistently. I don't know if you guys can hear Azrael in the other room. She just wandered around yelling. Can't tell if she's in heat or if she just enjoys screaming. I too would wander around the house sometimes and scream if I were a tiny little cat. Life is fuck. I am cat. Famine, open the door so I can come in and lay on your leg. She likes to hang out on my legs. All right, that's starting to look way better. Okay. I'm actually going to leave a couple of these spots with some texture on them. I'm just stippling with the same brush. Whoop. A little on the skull, that's okay. Stippling with the same brush that I started with here. Let's see. One more. Better. Better. It's a bit better than that, you know? I don't know what that was. I apologize. To absolutely get nobody. I think I'm going to use the necrotic flesh to dry brush the edges of the green just to make it pop a little bit against there. I'm going to use the vampire red, or I could use cardinal red, which is... Just going to let those fall to the floor. Pick them up later. I'll pick them up now. Why not? I'm on nobody's schedule but my own. So I've got Cardinal Red, which is a plaid product, folk art. You know, just curiosity's sake, let's see what we can do here with this thing. No, that ain't it. Is that better? Is that not blowing out the... Wow, look at that. Change the lighting. See what happens? See, I'm learning. Nice warm light on my face. Look like I've got a pretty good complexion. But old. I don't clean the nozzles on that. Probably should. Take that off of there. Get that crud. Keep it out of the way. Give it one more good shake, right? hand. Squeeze a little bit of that on the palette. Gonna be doing the same thing. Shit. That's funny. Okay. Almost looks like I'm doing a Christmas theme here with the red and green. But we're not. You could pretend. There's no Christmas in Star Wars. There's Life Day. And I'm sure like a million other holidays, right? But, you know, Life Day is celebrated. And people, yeah, I'm going to. Life Day is celebrated. Wookiees call phone sex hotlines. It's a whole thing. VR phone sex hotlines for anybody playing along at home. I'm not wrong. Watch the holiday special. I'm not wrong. Just get the paint on there. First coat. Not going to be pretty. Not going to be perfect. This paint does. Oh, see again. This paint doesn't have as heavy pigment as the model paints, but just using it because I like the color and I want to show you guys that you can kind of mix and match and do different things. I don't know if I'd say it's a match, but you can certainly mix it. Get that on there. Get all that on there. Starting to look like something. Okay. Now, were I doing this, you know, without camera and all that stuff, and I was just painting, probably use a hairdryer to speed this up. But it's okay. Sit here and chat with you guys. Maybe stipple, give this paint some texture before it dries, which I think I'm going to do. Makes it even more world-worn, even more used and lived in. And for me, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. Certain look, certain aesthetic. And actually with that black undercoat there, it's close enough to a awful maroon that I think with a wash over it, it'll be enough. So let's think about this gold here. Paint off the palette. I've got nice gold I haven't broken in yet, bright gold from Army Painter War Paints. Still need to soften that. But this one came with a ball bearing in it already. I don't think I've used this at all. We'll handle this with a dry brush. Let that black stay in those recesses, and then we'll put a couple of washes on. But I think I want to mix a little of this with, wow, brand new pot. Huh. I'm going to clean that out real quick. That's right. We rearranged some things in the previous episode. So let me get a paper towel. I don't know if you guys saw that. Wonder if maybe at the store somebody didn't crack that open to try and color match or something, or maybe an employee used it for something and just didn't wipe the tip off. Yeah, holy shit. I'm going to show you guys. Look at this. Wow. Okay. Hold on. It's like cleaning out a fucking dragon's ear after he's been sleeping on the pile of gold. Jeez. I'm not even being dramatic. Like every time I'm like, okay, this looks like it could be, I'll see a little something sticking up and I'll go in and knock more clumps of it loose. Like this is god awful. Or since I'm an atheist, is it gosh awful? I don't know. And I'll guess I'll do that other thing. But yeah, let me hold this up. Look at that. All that. Come on. That was all up in the cap that was holding that in place when I popped that off the first time. Disgusting. I'll take this paper towel, wrap it around this little snack fork thing. Fuss that out. Ugh. There's so much in there. It's just like that guy gets it. Wow. Yeah, this is the content you guys are here for. Or at least that's the content you're getting tonight. All right. Now that that's done, let's check the nozzle. Are you clear, nozzle? You look pretty clear. Let's shake you up. Now shake it up. Give me a yellow, sand yellow. Take both of them. I'm not going to do equal parts. I'm going to do mostly gold. Swirl that yellow in there. Mix it right up. So we'll do like 2-to-1 gold to this yellow. Yeah. I should clean that out too. Man, I should do an episode on just cleaning up your paints. I know that Anthony had recently expressed about the frustrations of like having a paint be awful. And yeah, feel you there. Cool. Got that out of the way. Mix this paint up real quick. Yep. And personally, if anybody's playing along at home, have you ever had one paint actually like expire and turn bad on me? And that was a, boy, I may have to go heavier on the gold here. That was a brown, a nutmeg brown, absolutely putrid. Thing stank. Never know what happened to it. You know, I didn't do much to learn what the issue was that caused it. But I could tell you, it stank when I opened it up. Wouldn't stop stinking when I tried to use it. It was like really weird, really oddly textured, runny. Was not happy. And I'm just dry brushing this, like you can see, kind of a heavier, I wouldn't even call it a dry brush, I'd call it a wet brush, I guess. Overbrush. Here's an idea, which I realized I just said in my own head and that you guys couldn't hear, is what if I did this yellow on the bone? That's fair. What if I did this on the yellow on the quote bone pieces? This yellow gold mixture that I have here, but then I did that straight gold on the tusks and the teeth. I think that could be fun. It's looking kind of sick now. But I think we can... I don't know. I feel like Bruno Mars. I feel like I've been locked out of heaven. I don't know. All right, let's see. It's the great thing about painting stuff is I can always fucking paint over it. Cap the way the tusks are done in African art. That's a good idea. Let's see. You can always paint over it, Famine. Possibly. There we go. Well, that's the tusks done in gold. That's really shitty. I gotta figure this lighting out. I will get better at this, guys. I am learning. Maybe it's got gold leaf on it. Who's to say? Not me. I just work for the figures. Now I'm starting to sound like fucking people telling me how to feed them and wash their clothes and baby them. Take them to the grocery store. Make sure they got access to Hot Pockets. There we go. There we go. I think I like that. There we are. Now maybe get that area a little bit though on the side. Yeah. There we go. And then I'll do the ring in the blue-gray right now. And then I'm going to call that piece mostly done. I say mostly because I might drape a fabric behind it. Make it like another flag. Who's to say? Again, me, it's my project, but it's just one of those nights, guys, you know? Blue-gray. else will be, we'll use that there. I'll bring that down. This paint's been used recently, so shouldn't have any color mixing issues. I'll just slap that on there. And in the words of the Moonanites, I hope you guys can see this because I'm doing this as hard as I can. I am going to have to change that green, or at least layer it with a different green, because as I sit here and look at this, the green, the red, and that gold yellow reminds me more of Jurassic than Boba Fett. So I think what I'll do is maybe try this necrotic flesh. And I'll just put on there. Yeah, that's a little better. I'll just work that into a couple of spots here. You know, pull the color down. Much better. I already think that's much better of a green. And you can actually see I'm painting it in like a gross way. Like I would not normally be jamming my brush all the way around, but it's giving it this funky texture over all that stippling that I did, which I'm a fan of. So them's the ropes, kids. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Fair. Yeah. This is a cautionary famine tale. This is not a do as famine did. Long time ago, I had a root canal done on my tooth. They had given me some painkillers for it, which is rare these days. Usually they're just like, you're fucked, take an aspirin, good luck. And I had I think it was a hydro. Took my dose of hydro, completely forgot. Grabbed a beer, cracked open the beer, and I sat down with my beer. I started drinking it, and it started to hit me as I put Jurassic Park on. And I watched that movie with such a goddamn sense of childlike wonder. It was just like watching it for the first time again. One of those rare instances that'll like never happen again in my lifetime, but it was just so good, right? Made me feel like a kid again watching that movie. So not something I would do ever again or all the time, but cautionary famine tale. Yeah, I dig that. That's going to look good up in there. Catch the light the right way. The gold looks more gold. Yeah. I don't necessarily know that I lost that wonder, but I know that feeling is very much hard to come by these days. Probably the world we live in. Look around. We've had these conversations. We are aware of the world, but is what it is. Some things still strike me with that joy, that sense of awe and wonder. So hopefully that never goes all the way away. I think the last movie that really did that for me was Ghostbusters Afterlife. It was actually the first movie I went to see in the theater after I say after because it ain't after, because guess what? The hospitals are full again. When the lockdown ended and the pandemic was declared endemic, I threw on a mask and I went and saw Afterlife in the theater and just absolutely floored the whole movie, just blown away. And I think that's something that's missing too, is like a time frame in between films. I don't mean like a time frame of like, Ghostbusters came out in the 80s, Ghostbusters 2 came out, and then years. I mean, like, I went to see Joker in theaters. The pandemic hit, shut everything down. They were afraid movie theaters were never going to open again. Everything was home release. And then I went to, went to home release and DVD and all that stuff, and it was watching it at home. And then I went to the theater and was blown away by how well done the movie was, how awesome it felt, but also like it was an experience. Whereas it's like now it's like everything's fucking comes out. And I used to like plan my whole summer on going to catch movies in theaters with my buddies, and like that's still fun, but I don't do it because there's risk inherent, and also like it seems like there's just so much stuff that I want to see and enjoy, but it's a lot. Right the escalator a few times. There you go. Get that thrill of fucking going up and down. Whee! Hospital staff is like, we might have a patient to be let in here if he keeps fucking around on the escalator. Yeah. That's the way to do it. Yeah, Gimmick's gonna be pretty hopping. Looking forward to showing you guys that. I am gonna cut this stream in a couple of minutes. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in on this random late Saturday Night Live, early-ish Saturday Night Live for you West Coast guys. So there's that. Yeah. I don't mind the I liked the idea of like you'd get like several Marvel movies in a summer. That's selfish me. They're not all hits, but they were still good movies. But like Civil War, pretty damn good. Winter Soldier, pretty goddamn good. I liked when there were a lot of those things going on, but now, hopefully, we get that little gap. We get Deadpool, which looks like it's going to be a big production, giving a lot of people what they want, making a lot of people happy. Pirates, hello, my friend. I saw your post. Take as much time as you need for yourself, my friend. Mental health is always the number one, then your physical health, and then it all goes from there. So please just take care of yourself. Take all the time you need. Don't force yourself to be anywhere or be on anything. Get you some water, have a drink of water, and just live, brother. Hobby's going to be here no matter what. So I'm glad to see that you're doing well enough to hop on, make posts, and also stop in. So thank you for stopping in, man. But as I said, you caught us at the end here. But yeah, I'm gonna cut the stream I appreciate it. I'll be over on Instagram if you guys want to message me. Just want to get some things done here, and I need to be standing up, and nobody wants to stare at my ass for that long. That's for the OnlyFans content. Hope you guys are well. Cruising 1,000. If you're new here and you watch the stream, please click the subscribe button. There's more live streams like this. There's all sorts of DIY videos for customizing diorama tortillas. You get your chips, get some of that fucking homemade salsa. I'll put up a video on that, and shit's delightful. I'm kidding. Yeah, you get me to 1,500 subscribers, I will make a salsa making video. Got a couple of recipes from restaurants in New York City. I know by people who are exported from Texas and people from Mexico that are not there. They're here. I digress. But like I said, hit me up over there. Click the like button here. I've got dioramas, tutorials, prop making videos, 6-inch, 3 3/4 inch, all over the place. I hope you guys are well. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for coming to the channel. I've been Famine. Be well, guys. And as always, hey, man, appreciate you, pirates. As always, too sweet me. Boom.